Morning, everyone. Kabirji is running a little bit late, so we are starting. Welcome to everybody who's here in person. Sometimes we forget. Mostly people join on Zoom, so we forget. In person, we are opening again for the first time since we closed for the summer. And then, as some of you know, Kabirji got COVID. Thankfully, he's fully recovered. No longer term symptoms, nothing. So we are very grateful for that. So this is our first time we are having people in person since then. So very good to see everyone here, and thank you all for joining on Zoom. So we're going to start with a short shamatha meditation, a grounding meditation before we start our puja, and Kabirji will be here by then to lead the puja. So please settle yourselves in your comfortable meditation posture. If you are sitting on a chair, try and keep your back straight, maybe not leaning back, but straight up and sitting on the edge of the seat with your feet planted on the floor below you. And if you're sitting on a meditation cushion, you can sit on the edge of the cushion so that your knees are a little bit below your hips and your back naturally straightens up. And your arms can be gently resting in your lap with your right palm and your left palm and thumbs touching. Or if it's more comfortable, your hands can be resting on your knees, palms open, up or down. Just make sure your elbows are a little bit away from the body to allow some airflow to go through. And you can straighten up your back a little and tilt your neck down, imagining a string running through your spine and going up through the crown of your head, pulling you up so that your back naturally straightens, your neck naturally tilts down, and your shoulders and the muscles around your back naturally relax. Your gaze can be about 2 meters on the floor in front of you. Eyes closed or cracked open if you're comfortable with that, to allow a little bit of light in. And your jaw relaxed, your face relaxed. You can put a little smile on your face to relax all the muscles in the face that hold so much tension. Once you feel stable and confident, yet relaxed in your posture, you can shift your attention very gently to your breath. This sort of anchor that never leaves us, that we can always come back to at any moment of the day to ground us. So you can watch your breath either by watching the rise and fall of your abdomen, or by watching the flow and the sensations at the very tip of your nose. Just rest your attention there very lightly, like an observer, Not trying to grasp at it or clamp down on it, just watching it. Rest your attention on your breath. Allow your other thoughts, the other objects of the mind trying to distract you, allow them to just fall away on their own while your attention stays with your breath. Let them dissolve back into the space of the mind. And from this clear, grounded space, we generate our motivation for today's session for Tara Puja and Sadhana. Tara is the liberator from the 8 fears. We turn to her as a remover of obstacles, a reliever from suffering, all levels of suffering, material, spiritual. When we manifest Tara, we manifest this great wish to be free of suffering as well. Again, all levels of suffering, not just in the mind, but if the body is suffering, if we can't get food to eat or proper warm clothing in the winter, we can't work on our minds. We can't sit and practice. We can if we're a yogi, but most of us, we need those kinds of happinesses, comforts first. We need food in our bellies. So with our own wish to be free from suffering, we also extend this wish towards all beings, recognizing that every single sentient being in this planet and beyond this planet also probably want to be free of suffering. So sit with this motivation for a moment. So as you slowly return to the space around you, try and keep that same energy as we shift into the Tara Puja. And Kabirji has just come in, so just give us a minute or two to switch over.
Oh, Haji. Haji? चिंटू 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 वो कौन है? आपके भाई? ओके। क्या क्या दिक्कत है अभी? वैसे ही श्रेया यादव। हाँ, श्रेया यादव। श्रेया यादव औरत है ना? बेटी है। बेटी, ठीक है। क्या कोई दिक्कत है? हाँ जी सर, वो बोल नहीं पा रहे। बोल नहीं पा रहे? क्या उम्र है? 8 साल। 8 साल और बोलते नहीं बचपन से? हाँ। डॉक्टर क्या बोलता है? डॉक्टर ये बोल रहा है कि जन्मजात से पीछे है 2-4 साल सब बच्चों से। अच्छा, कोई नहीं, आप बैठिए। वेलकम डॉक्टर सोनाली। अच्छा, yeah, so just take that test. Yeah, okay, so we're just getting some names of people that we want to dedicate for. So we'll be dedicating for Ritu Bajaj, sister of Sagar Bhai. Then there is Padma Bhandari, not Padma Bhandari, sorry. Padma, who is a poet and mother of a friend of Sujit Ji. Seems quite a distinguished, talented poet. So she passed away recently. And also Sujit has asked to pray for N.D. Prasad, his uncle passed away. And the poet's name was Padma Sundari, a pen name. Yeah, so she was quite old, I would imagine. Then also Saurabh and Yogendra. So Yogendra ji is here after many months and is having many challenges. His son especially. We pray for his son to be restored to some balance and some good fortune to come their way. For the health of Sabrina, for the success and flourishing of Root Institute in Bodh Gaya, our sister center in Bodh Gaya, which is having a change of director happening soon. So may that be smooth and may there be a benefit for all. And may the outgoing director have peace and happiness and all success. Then for Chintu Kumar and Shreya Yadav, who is 8 years old and who cannot speak. So for her to at the very least find the doctors who can help restore her out of that condition so that she can speak. Then of course there's a massive array of sentient beings who are having problems throughout the world. Pakistan, our neighbor, well over 1,000 people dead in the flooding, 1/3 of the country underwater, unprecedented flooding, misery there. And of course, we've been reading, I'm sure, about Ukraine, which is into the 190 something day of the war. So unbelievable suffering there. Then the climate catastrophe, you could say, in Europe and United States. Yeah, so all of these things happening throughout the world. दुनिया के बारे में बता रहा हूँ कि कितने समस्याएं हो रही हैं पूरे दुनिया में.
Did you see Vishad's message?
What's that? Okay, thanks. From Vishad, okay, thank Shreya Malik.
Yes.
Okay. So all of those problems, possibility of big economic meltdown in the United States and elsewhere, already happening in China. And as we know, economics affects so many people's lives. Of course, the rich people, the very rich, the billionaires become richer, it seems, often in these events, and the poor people become more desperate. So although Tara practice is mainly aimed at, in one sense, for the ultimate goal of enlightenment, we cannot neglect the present suffering, obviously, of sentient beings. And her practice may help us help them a bit better. That is our hope. Then we have Shreya Malik. Name has been given. Vishad. Sudesh Sarin. I don't know what the issue is with such people, but I'm sure they all need help and with all manner of samsaric sufferings. ये क्या लिखा है? Mehank Puri. Mehank Puri. Geeta Naveen's mother. Okay. Naveen, your mother is sick? Or? She's sick. Okay. And also we'll pray for your general situation. Yeah. Check if there's any more. Okay, Shreya Malik was niece of Vishad. She passed away on the 7th of August. Okay. Okay. Whoops. Okay, we'll stop in a minute. We can always do dedications at the end also. Any last minute ones? Sorry, I didn't pass it around earlier. Okay, so Tara, ये तारा कौन है? ये तो बहुत बड़ा सवाल है. But the old students know who Tara is, I guess. Tara is the manifestation of our own minds, potential of our own minds, the enlightened potential of your mind and my mind. So we shouldn't see her as separate from ourselves. That would be very dualistic. But of course, we have not yet manifested as Tara because we are full of conflicting emotions and so forth. But she is our enlightened potential. Also, please remember Rashmi Mathur, who has cancer, Madhu Bhatia has throat cancer, and Darshan Bajaj. So all these people, some of whose relatives and friends are here at Tushita for the puja, and some of you are online with us, so welcome to all our good friends online, 19 of us, and some of you are people who have enjoyed so many Tara pujas at Tushita in the past, so we wish you were here, but anyway, thanks for joining us online. I could say a lot more about Tara, but I think that's enough for now. Maybe it'll whet your appetite to find out more about this very, very important Mahayana and Vajrayana Buddha. Let's remember Tara is a Buddha. She may be something else in other spiritual traditions, but in Buddhism, she's a Buddha. And the inspiring aspect also of her practice is that she decided at the previous stage of her development, when she was a bodhisattva, a woman, she prayed to be awakened, to be enlightened in the form of a woman, to also inspire other women and to benefit more beings in that way. And the story behind her also is very beautiful, which we can take on different levels. She was born from the tears of Avalokiteshvar. ये तारा देवी जो है वो अवलोकितेश्वर की आंसू से पैदा हुई. अवलोकितेश्वर वो भी एक बुद्ध है. वो बहुत दुखी थे क्योंकि लोगों को वो पूरी तरह से मदद नहीं कर पा रहे थे. वो रोने लगे, तो उनके आंसू से तारा देवी, तारा बुद्ध तारा पैदा हुई. वो बोली आप फिक्र मत कीजिए, मैं आपको मदद करूंगा. So the story how she infinite compassion born out of the tears of Avalokiteshvar. So she embodies very quick compassion, very enlightened activity, quick activity. She's also connected on a inner level with the wind element. So the wind, of course, air is the most mobile and fastest element, you could say. She's connected with our wind element. अपने प्राण से भी एक विशेष संबंध है तारा का, प्राण से, वायु से. इसलिए उनका जो काम होता है वो बहुत तेजी से हो सकता है, बहुत तेजी से हो. Okay, so we'll do some brief reflection on the path first. That's very important. We can't just dive straight into what is actually a Vajrayana practice, albeit one of the so-called lower tantras. But of course, it's a very amazing practice. It's only called lower in comparison with other high levels of stages of Vajrayana. But even before that, we have to reflect on the basic path, without which it becomes pretty meaningless. So, can you hear me online? Okay. Can people hear me? Anybody?
Yes, Kabirji.
Okay. Thank you, Sujita. So we're giving you a view of the people, right? To make you feel as though you're at Tushita. Later, we can also move it towards, point you towards Maitreya and Tara on the altar. Matri or potato chips nahi hai Sujit ji, lekin aur bahut sa saman hai aaj. So don't worry. I'm sorry you can't be here to eat it. Okay. So you'll see on the first page, glance meditation on the graduated path, which sets up really in a deeper way the motivation and why we should practice at all. Why bother, Why bother to practice? So if you're Buddhist, you can especially take part in the first few lines. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. Just feel you're taking refuge in your own inner wisdom and compassion. I take refuge in the Holy Guru, essence of all the Buddhas, the original granter of all the holy teachings, the Lord of all supreme beings. Please, Guru Buddhas, enable me to unify my mind with the Dharma and to succeed in practicing Dharma for receiving this path. May nothing prevent that. Bless me to take refuge in the Buddha, his teachings, and the Sangha with all my heart, to practice virtue, abandon non-virtue, by realizing that I've received a perfect human rebirth, highly meaningful, for many reasons difficult to obtain, perishable, transient, very fragile, decaying in the shortest second because of its changeable nature. So therefore, we need to remember that our death is definite. The time is most indefinite, and that actually only some kind of inner spiritual practice, only spiritual development of some kind can help us at the time of death. Nothing else really helps. And we should remember that cause and effect, karma is most profound, and that it's very difficult to actually create virtuous karma, and negative karma, unwholesome actions are kind of very easy to create. Body, speech, and mind. We keep on saying things, doing things, and thinking things that are not conducive to awakening. In fact, often very negative, unwholesome, and they bring unhappy results, including lower rebirth. And the effects of karma don't just disappear unless they are purified, of course. So we could experience something in this life. We created the cause for billions of lives ago, which only the Buddha could see the cause of. Literally billions of lives. It doesn't have to be something in the last life. So Buddha knows how those things happen. We don't. So if we practice like this, being aware of death and practice refuge, and then are aware of karma, and also very much aware of suffering, especially of the lower realm suffering of the animals, and the hungry ghosts and the beings in the hellish realms. If we really focus on these things, then we might well create the cause for a upper rebirth, good rebirth after death. But even then we would still suffer, because we wouldn't have completely cut the root of that which creates uncontrolled delusion, ignorance, negative actions. So we wouldn't have cut the root of samsara, which is ignorance. So for that, we need the second stage, where we request the ability to fully realize how this vicious circle of samsara develops, the evolution of it, from death to rebirth and so forth. Uncontrolled death, that is, not controlled, uncontrolled. And this hopefully will motivate us to practice good conduct, moral conduct, concentration, and wisdom. 3 higher trainings, so-called, which is the main method to attain nirvana, or freedom from samsara. So think about that. If our life doesn't contain any moral conduct, if it doesn't contain any practice to focus the mind, to be more attentive, such as with shamatha and so forth, if we're not doing any of that, and if we're not practicing wisdom, then we cannot hope to be free from jail of samsara. कहने का मतलब ये सब दुख और कर्म और ये सब देखते हुए, मौत को देखते हुए आदमी सोचता है कि हमको कम से कम एक अच्छा पुनर्जन्म होना चाहिए, लेकिन वो भी पर्याप्त नहीं है, क्योंकि अगर अज्ञानता जो है, अगर संसार का जड़ नहीं काटा जाए, अगर अज्ञानता जिंदा रहे, तो फिर हम लोग बार बार चक्कर खाएंगे, बार बार अज्ञानता, बेवकूफ़ी और ये लालच और गुस्सा की वजह से बहुत अकुशल खराब कर्म पैदा करेंगे, जिससे और भी दुख होगा आगे। तो इसलिए गुरु और तारा से विनती कर रहे हैं कि आशीर्वाद दीजिए, ताकि हम इस बात को समझ लें ठीक से, हृदय में, खाली मन में नहीं, खाली शब्दों से नहीं, लेकिन पूरी तरह से इसको समझ लें कि यदि मैं संसार का जड़ नहीं काटता हूँ, तब तक मैं घूमते रहूँगा इस दुखी संसार में, कोई नहीं बचा सकेगा, ना बुद्ध बचा सकते हैं, ना कोई भगवान। तो हमको खुद ये समझना पड़ेगा, और ये असली शील समाधि प्रज्ञ, शील मतलब दूसरों को दुख नहीं देना, बहुत अच्छे से अपने कायदे से अपने जीवन जीना, फिर अपने मन को एकाग्रित करना, और फिर ज्ञान पैदा करना, ये 3 चीजें करने हैं, उससे मोक्ष निर्वाण मिल सकता है। इस पर ध्यान किया जाए। Then ये भी पर्याप्त नहीं है. Even this isn't enough. Why? Because according to Mahayana, all sentient beings have been our mother time and again during our beginning of lives and have showered us with kindness again and again. And if not mothers every life, then somebody has shown kindness. And in this life, we would not be alive without the kindness of others. It's just impossible. However self-made we think we are, we depend on others. Okay. So please grant me blessings to bring success to everybody by renouncing just the selfish motivation of caring only for myself, and bless me to care for others, to practice the so-called bodhisattva deeds with the bodhicitta mind, based on the equanimity meditation, which sees all beings as equal in wanting happiness and not wanting suffering, just like me. And if we were to do this properly, then we would have no sorrow, no problem in experiencing sufferings on behalf of others. You know, we'd be willing to take on others' suffering even for no matter how long, because we would have trained our mind in this extraordinary path of great compassion. तो यहाँ कहा जा रहा है कि अपना निर्वाण, अपना मोक्ष तो ठीक है, लेकिन मान लीजिए आदमी अगर जेल से निकल जाए, भाग जाए और दूसरों को भूल जाए, तो ये गलत बात है. हमको दूसरों को भी मदद करना है. ये संसार के जेल से सबको मुक्त करना है. अपने को बचाना ये तो आसान है, ये तो जानवर भी कर सकता है, लेकिन हम लोग इंसान हैं, दूसरों के बारे में भी सोचना है कि भाई उनको कैसे मदद करें. वो भी दुखी हैं, वो भी संसार में बराबर तकलीफ भोग रहे हैं. जन्म, बीमारी, बुढ़ापा, मौत, जो चाह रहे हैं वो नहीं मिल रहा है, जो नहीं चाहते हैं बार बार उससे टकरा रहे हैं. तो ये सब दूसरों को भी बचाना है ना. कि लोगों ने इतना हमको मदद किया, अगर हम उनको छोड़ के संसार में खुद भाग जाएं तो ये अच्छी बात नहीं है. उसको, ऐसे व्यक्ति को हम ज़्यादा नहीं मान सकते. तो महायान बौद्ध धर्म में कहते हैं कि आप महाकरुणा पैदा कीजिए. वो एक प्रकार का मोहब्बत है, एक प्रकार का दूसरों के बारे में सोचना, अपने बारे से भी ज़्यादा दूसरों के बारे में सोचना, उनको बचाने के लिए ये कहा जा रहा है. और अगर ये हम लोग पैदा कर सकें तो फिर अगर हमको भी दुख होना ज़रूरी हो दूसरों को मदद करने के लिए, तो फिर हमको कोई चिंता नहीं होगा, कोई परेशानी नहीं. जितना समय लगे मैं दूसरों के लिए, दूसरों को मदद करूँगा, दूसरों को समझाऊंगा, पढ़ाऊंगा, जो भी रोटी कपड़ा मकान दिलवाऊंगा, जो भी ज़रूरी है दूसरों के जीने के लिए. और असली चीज़ धर्म भी सिखाऊंगा. वो असली चीज़ है, वो इस संसार से बचाता है. बाकी चीज़ें तो खाली शरीर को जिंदा रखते हैं, लेकिन मोक्ष के लिए धर्म चाहिए. So then please grant me blessings to follow the quick Vajrayana teachings by feeling sentient beings suffering very unimaginably unbearable for even the shortest second as one's own, and to attain the enlightened state of Arihantara immediately at this very moment by keeping my vows with greater and better care than anything else in my life, with the sole purpose of enlightening others. तो यहाँ कह रहे हैं कि जो वज्रयान तंत्रयान जो बहुत असली ऊंचे शिक्षा है बोध का, उसको मैं ठीक से समझूं ताकि मैं जल्दी से जल्दी हमारा ज्ञान प्राप्त हो जाए और मैं खुद बुद्ध बन जाऊं, एक बुद्ध बनूं, ताकि मैं दूसरों को मदद कर सकूं. तो मैं भी आर्या तारा बुद्ध तारा जैसे बन जाऊं ताकि मैं दूसरों को मदद कर सकूं, दुखी संसार से बचा सकूं. ये इसका मतलब है. So think the only purpose of doing this puja together, the main purpose is to generate the cause to be able to benefit others, just like Buddha Tara. सोचिए कि खास कारण ये पूजा एक साथ करने का यही है कि हम तो कारण पैदा करें ताकि हम सब लोग बुद्ध तारा जैसे बने, ताकि दूसरों को मदद कर सकें, दूसरों को भी मोक्ष और बुद्ध सम्यक संबोधि के लेवल पे पहुंचा सकें. If we have a strong foundation in the basics like this, then the puja becomes very meaningful. Otherwise, there's a danger it can just be something exotic or object of curiosity, which is not bad. It's a very good start. But we can feel the need for human rebirth, freedom from samsara, and then Buddhahood, the need for that, and how we might be able to create causes, and that would be good, excellent. Even a facsimile of that would be very good. Okay. So then visualization, and those for whom this is difficult, doesn't matter. You just can imagine whatever, tara or light in front of you and so forth. Anyway, there's a picture of tara on the altar. Most of you know anyway. So, but don't get stuck if something in the following puja is difficult. Just main thing is to have the motivation. So you visualize, if you can, a lotus and moon disk in front of you and on the crown of your head. And on that is Buddha Tara, mother of all the enlightened beings, whom you, if you have a teacher, you regard that they are one nature with your teacher, your guru. And if you can, if you wish, then then your guru, you see, you're visualizing your guru actually. If you have this, if you have a teacher, your guru is there on the lotus seat. And at your guru's heart is Arya Tara. But if you don't have a guru, just visualize Tara, female aspect, green in color, seated in the dancing posture, which means the right foot extended. वो पद्मासन में नहीं बैठती हैं तारा, बुद्ध तारा. उनका दाहिना पांव जो है थोड़ा सा ऐसे, जैसे कि जब कोई उठ रहा है ना कुर्सी से, ऐसे आगे थोड़ा बढ़ा हुआ है. इसका मतलब है वो हमेशा तैयार हैं दूसरों को मदद करने के लिए. वो बैठी हुई नहीं है चैन से, वो हमेशा दूसरों को मदद करने के लिए तैयार है. इसलिए दाहिना पांव उनका थोड़ा सा अलग से तैयार है उठने के लिए. So she is ready to jump into action anytime. Her left hand is at her heart in the mudra symbolizing Buddha Dhamma Sangha, holding the stem of a blue pali flower. Right hand extended over her right knee in the mudra of granting realizations, beautifully adorned with jewel ornaments, scarves. And at her crown, there is a white Om. At her throat, a red Ah syllable, and at her heart, blue Hung. This is to aid in visualization and has, of course, a lot of inner significance in the Vajrayana yogas. Om, Ah, Om. which also symbolize body, speech, and mind of the Buddhas. Also at her heart is a lotus moon disc on which stands a radiant green syllable, tam. So this is specific to Tara, the green syllable tam. And rays of green light radiate in all directions from the tam, invoking all the enlightened beings of the 10 directions. They're all absorbed into Aryatara and become oneness. So this is to show that Aryatara is actually embodiment of all the Buddhas. So by practicing Tara, we are practicing all that one needs in that sense. She embodies all the Buddhas. Please remain above my head until I receive enlightenment. So really feel Tara is there, you see. In the text, it says again and again, if we have faith and feel the Buddha is here, then the Buddha is here. Just like if we open the door during the day, the air comes in, or the sunlight comes in, it's there. You just have to be ready and open for that. सोचिए कि आर्य बुद्ध तारा यही हैं, आपके साथ हैं, आपके सिर पर बैठी हैं कमल के फूल पर. खास करके जो लोग दूसरों के लिए प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं उनको भी सोचना चाहिए आपके जो भी जिनके लिए आप प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं उनको याद कीजिए और सोचिए उनके सिर पर एक कमल का फूल है और उसके ऊपर बुद्ध तारा बैठी हुई है. तो पूजा में हम लोग फिर सोचेंगे कि बहुत अमृत और प्रकाश तारा बुद्ध तारा के हृदय से गिर रहा है और आपके रिश्तेदार में या दोस्त में जिनके लिए आप प्रार्थना करते हैं और उनका पूरा शरीर वगैरह धुल रहा है, पवित्र हो रहा है. So again, we remember the refuge. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha. And the positive energy I generate by giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to be able to benefit all sentient beings. Then we have the very important 7-limb prayer for purification and accumulation of positive energy. First, imagine that you are prostrating to Tara with your body, speech, and mind. पहले सोचते हैं कि हम प्रणाम कर रहे हैं, हम गिर करके जमीन पे प्रणाम कर रहे हैं बुद्ध तारा को. तो शरीर के साथ भी, मन के साथ, वचन के साथ. This helps to eliminate pride and also, of course, purification. Sign of respect, which of course in Indian culture we show sometimes to our parents and gurus as well. Then we make offerings. So we've already made offerings on the altar, but there's nothing compared to what we can offer mentally. So imagine the whole of space is filled with the 8 kinds of offerings: water for washing, water for drinking, flowers, incense, light, perfume, fruits, food of all kinds, and music. So these 8 offerings are pervading space. So you can let your imagination create a wondrous, amazing display of all these offerings. मन में सोचिए कि आप बहुत कुछ अर्पित कर रहे हैं आर्या तारा को, हर तरह की चीजें, दीप, अगरबत्ती, खाने का सामान, दिया, शब्द, धोने का पानी, पीने का अमृत पानी, ये सब चीजें, फूल. मन से कीजिए. मन मेन चीज है. मन जो है वही प्रधान है। शरीर और वचन बाद में आता है। खास चीज है मन। मन में क्या हो रहा है, हृदय में क्या बज रहा है, हृदय में कौन बैठे हुए हैं, राम या रावण या बुद्ध या कौन, राक्षस। उस पर निर्भर करता है हम लोगों का वचन और हम लोगों का जो हाथ पैर से कार्य करते हैं। फिर उसके बाद तीसरा है कि जो गलतियां किए हैं उसको जरूर हम लोगों को सामने रखना है और माफी मांगना है। सो द कन्फेशन, false unwholesome actions and offenses amassed from beginningless time I confess. Since beginningless time we've been unenlightened, so therefore creating unwholesome actions. We recognize that. Promise as much as possible to refrain in the future. तो गलतियां जो किए हैं वो तो कर चुके हैं, लेकिन उसको याद करके माफी मांगना है एक तरह से, और ये भी सोचना है कि आगे बढ़ाएंगे नहीं, इन चीज़ों को हम लोग रोकेंगे जहाँ तक हो सके। ये जो गलतियां करते हैं, जान मार देना, झूठ बोलना, ये सब चीज़ें, वचन से जो गाली देते हैं, चुगली करते हैं, बेकार गपशप करते हैं, झूठ बोलते हैं, ये सब चीज़ें बंद करते हैं। और मन में खास करके जो गुस्सा और लालच, ज्ञान का ये सब, या ये सोचना कि बलि करने से, जानवर को मारने से कोई देवी देवता खुश हो जाएंगे, ये सब चीज़ें छोड़ना है। फिर रिजॉइसिंग। रिजॉइसिंग है कि दूसरों के आनंद में, दूसरों की खुशी में आनंदित होना खुद, यानी कि दूसरों का खुशी देख करके ईर्ष्या जलन पैदा होना, जो कि ज़्यादातर होता है। दूसरे को कुछ मिलता है या तो हम लोग को जलन होता है। नहीं, आनंदित होइए। सबसे पहले अपने कुशल कर्म में आनंदित होइए। फर्स्ट लेट्स rejoice in our own goodness, our own positive actions, which are numerous. So remember your own positive actions and rejoice, really thinking how wonderful it is. Even small things, how wonderful it is. जो आप अच्छा काम किए हैं, सोचिए कितनी अच्छी बात है। खुश रहिए अपने कुशल कर्म, अच्छा किए हैं, आनंदित होइए। और इससे उस तरह का दिमाग बढ़ता है, अच्छा दिमाग बढ़ता है, पुण्य जो है वो बढ़ता है। So in this way the power of wholesomeness, virtue increases. फिर दूसरों, अपने दोस्त या ये सब लोग जो अच्छा काम करते हैं, अच्छे चीज़ करते हैं, धर्म को अपनाते हैं, जो भी है वो सोच करके उसके बारे में आनंदित होइए। So now please rejoice at all the goodness and the positive actions of your peers, Dharma brothers and sisters and others. Thinking how wonderful it is, how wonderful it is. Rejoice in the heart. And then your teachers, your gurus, bodhisattvas, Buddhas, extraordinary actions, cherishing others, only caring mainly for others, all their holy actions, rejoice. तो फिर आपके जो धर्म गुरु हैं, ये सब बोधिसत्व, ऐसे लोग जो अपने बारे में नहीं सोचते, दूसरों के बारे में सोचते हैं और काम करते हैं, उनके काम से आनंदित होइए। कितनी अच्छी बात है, कितनी अच्छी बात है. So rejoicing in the holy activities of holy beings and your gurus is extraordinarily beneficial for one's own mind, it is said. It's one thing to rejoice in a kind of ordinary good action of a friend, but to rejoice in the holy actions of those who are Arya beings, who have realized emptiness and great compassion and so forth, bodhisattva. To rejoice in their actions is extraordinary, extraordinary karma, really. So the more we rejoice in that, the better. How wonderful it is. तो जो संत लोग हैं, उनके अच्छे काम में आनंदित होना, ये तो बहुत पुण्य वाली बात है अपने दिमाग के लिए. Yeah. Then last three limbs of the seven limb prayer, quickly. We pray to the gurus to remain in samsara, not to depart. Of course, if they have bodhicitta, they will not, but we still have to request that they remain and don't go into nirvana. And staying with us, they must teach. Please turn the wheel of the dharma for sentient beings. Don't just stay here in an ordinary sort of way, not doing anything. They must teach. That's the only way we can develop our minds, generate wisdom and bodhicitta. So we request the gurus to teach. फिर हम लोग अपने गुरु को बोलते हैं कि आप निर्वाण प्राप्त ना करें, आप बार बार आते रहिए संसार में हम लोगों को मदद करने के लिए, मार्गदर्शक बनने के लिए, ध्यान सिखाने के लिए. ये बहुत जरूरी है. Then finally we dedicate these virtues of the first six, the seven limb prayer, to enlightenment. Just like everything should be dedicated in Mahayana to great enlightenment. और फिर हम लोग ये डेडिकेट करते हैं कि ये सब करने से हम लोग खुद सम्यक संबोधि प्राप्त कर सकें, खुद बुद्ध बने. कैसे बुद्ध बनेंगे? क्योंकि बुद्ध का बीज हर एक में है. ये गलत है सोचना कि बुद्ध एक ही है या कोई लोग बन सकते हैं, दूसरे नहीं. नहीं, हर एक के मन में बुद्ध का बीज है. उसको बीज को संभालेंगे और अच्छी तरह से पालन पोषण करेंगे तो हम लोग भी बुद्ध बन सकते हैं. तभी तो ये पूजा कर रहे हैं. So we can all become Buddha because we have the Buddha nature, so we dedicate for that. Then the mandala offering, this ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, four continents, sun and the moon. I imagine this as the Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. The objects of my attachment, aversion and ignorance, friends, enemies, strangers, body, wealth and enjoyments. Without any sense of loss, I offer this collection. Please accept it with pleasure and bless me with freedom from the three poisons. Idam Guru Ratna Mandalaka Riyataya. Offer the whole universe, beautiful, purified. This is apparently a supreme method for creating, again, positive energy, accumulating merit, creating the cause to inhabit a pure land in the future, rather than the devastation of samsara. Then the purification will go through this relatively swiftly. but in a heartfelt way. Now we are feeling that we are actually going to be receiving the blessings and purification from Maria Tara, from Buddha Tara herself, whom remember is none other than the purified aspect of our own minds. So we shouldn't see it totally dualistically as somebody out there is doing this. Uh, anyway, we use visualization and images to help go beyond that at some point. तो अब सोचिए कि बुद्ध तारा आपके सिर पर बैठी हैं और अब हम अपने मन को संशोधित करेंगे, साफ करेंगे एक तरह से जो कर्म क्लेश कर्म जो हम लोग जो भरे हुए हैं, जो कूड़ा भरा हुआ है मन में, उसका सफाई अब होगा। बगैर सफाई करके कैसे आगे बढ़ेंगे? लेकिन यहाँ ज़्यादातर मन को साफ कर रहे हैं। शरीर को साफ करना आसान है, साबुन लेके कीजिए, लेकिन मन का सफाई उस और थोड़ा सा गहराई में जाना पड़ता है। Please bless me to purify all the obscurations of my body so that I'll become one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra body. So now imagine a lot of blissful white light is coming from the white at Arya Tara's forehead, and this is curving in an arc to enter one's own forehead. Feel one's body is being purified with this blissful nectar and light, and being purified of all obscurations, and becoming oneness with Guru Tara's holy body, Vajra body. So Buddha Tara के सिर से ओम, जो हम लोग वहाँ सोच रहे हैं, ओम का शब्द वहाँ है, अमृत और प्रकाश वहाँ से हमारे हृदय में आ रहा है, गिर करके हमारे हृदय में आ रहा है, मेरा हमारे सिर में आ रहा है। और पूरा बदन जो है, बदन का जो अकुशल कर्म सब साफ हो रहा है, पूरा शरीर अमृत और प्रकाश से भर रहा है। फिर अब सोचिए कि लाल लाल प्रकाश और अमृत तारा के क्या बोलते हैं, what you call throat in हिंदी, गला, हाँ गला से ये आ जो शब्द लाल अपने गला पर सोच के कि वहां से अमृत और प्रकाश वहां से आ रहा है और हमारे गले में आ रहा है। सोचिए सारा मेरा जो गलत वचन, जो झूठ बोलना, चुगली करना, गाली वगैरह देना, कठिन शब्द इस्तेमाल करना, फालतू गपशप करना, ये सब जो बुरा कर्म उससे पैदा हो रहा है वो सब साफ हो रहा है। All the negative karma from speech being purified, red light and nectar in the at Tara's throat, coming into my throat. तो फिर नाउ नीले रंग का अमृत और प्रकाश नीले रंग के हुंग से निकल रहा है आर्य तारा के हृदय से, वो हमारे हृदय में आ रहा है। पूरा हम मन का जो गंदगी है, अज्ञानता, गुस्सा, लालच, कंजूसी, जो भी है, ईर्ष्या, जलन, सब साफ हो रहा है, सब गायब हो रहा है। सो blissful blue light nectar from the blue home at Aryatara's heart, purifying all the obscurations of my mind, transforming it into Aryatara's holy Vajra mind. फिर इसके अलावा और भी कुछ सूक्ष्म गलतियां, सूक्ष्म कर्म है जो कि धोना है, साफ करना है। तो so please bless me to purify all the subtle obscurations and delusions. These are the ones that prevent us becoming a Buddha, actually, prevent us developing omniscience. तो सर्वज्ञानी होने के लिए ये सूक्ष्म क्लेश कर्म को भी धोने हैं, ताकि हम लोग भी एक सर्वज्ञानी बुद्ध बन सकें। So now all those three colored beams emanate simultaneously, right? तो अब तीनों एक साथ ये अमृत के और प्रकाश के जो आ रहे हैं, ओम आ हूं से, वो तीनों एक साथ हमारे सिर, गला और हृदय में प्रवेश हो रहे हैं, और मेरा पूरा बदन, वचन और मन का पूरा सफाई हो रहा है। जो सूक्ष्म क्लेश कर्म है वो भी सब धुल रहे हैं। So imagine this is happening and we are being so that our body, speech and mind will all be transformed into Aryatara's holy Vajra body, speech and mind. Especially remember those that you are praying for, जिनके लिए आप प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं, विनती कर रहे हैं, उनको खास करके याद कीजिए कि उनके मन, शरीर, हृदय में ये सब हो रहा है। खास करके कि लड़की थी श्रेया श्रेया यादव, श्रेया यादव के गले में ये लाल अमृत और प्रकाश प्रवेश हो रहा है। जो भी हो सकता है उनके लिए वो हो जाए, ताकि वो बोल सके। Okay. Then, if you have a guru, they dissolve into Tara. Otherwise, just Tara dissolves into us. If you have taken these teachings and know what's what, then you can manifest as Tara, otherwise not. Otherwise, just feel Tara is there above your crown, in front of you, as you prefer. And at her heart is the syllable tam. Tam जो शब्द है आर्य तारा के हृदय पर है, और अब हम तारा आर्य तारा का मंत्र को जपेंगे 21 बार जोर से और फिर 108 बार चुपचाप. सब लोग ध्यान कीजिए. तारा का मंत्र है ओम तारे तु तारे तुरे स्वाहा. तारा को याद कीजिए बहुत एकाग्रित होकर, ध्यान देकर, मन यहाँ वहाँ ना भटक जाए. जितना ध्यान लगाएंगे उतना ही लाभ मिलेगा इससे. मन अगर आगे पीछे भविष्य में और भूतकाल में जाएगा तो ज़्यादा फायदा नहीं है. तारे तु तारे तेरे स्वाहा. ओम तारे तु तारे तुरे स्वाहा. ओम तारे तु तारे तेरे 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 स्वाहा. ओम तारे गुणाए तेरे स्वाहा. ओम तारे तु तारे तेरे स्वाहा. ओम तारे तु तारे तेरे स्वाहा. ओम तारे तु तारे तेरे स्वाहा. Umatare, tutare, ture, so. Those who are interested can read the explanation of the mantra. I think that's also been given online. Now we have the praises. And so here, it's best we each do our own thing, in the sense you can spend more time visualizing blissful light and nectar from Tara, all these 21 aspects of Tara coming into you and the people you're praying for. Or you can study the English translation, or recite the English translation so you understand what's happening. I'm going to be reciting the Tibetan. I'm going through it 3 times. But you should do whatever you find most beneficial, because obviously the Tibetan won't mean much for you. I mean, I don't understand Tibetan, but I do the Tibetan because I'm used to it, and it has a lot of good associations for me. And I also can occasionally look at the English translation. So we'll do the invocation and the prostration in English together in English, and then the praises, as I said, you do as you wish. It is effective to visualize. By the way, no, let's have a 1-minute break first, 1 or 2 minute break. Take some, because I need some hot water. Someone, take water or anything you need. Just stretch your legs for a few minutes. That also goes for people online who cannot see, who may already be up and about, feeding dogs and cats and doing whatever's necessary. So welcome everyone. Oh, it's all being transcribed. Goodness me. Nice to see you all. From Juggi in Arunachal Pradesh to everybody. Nice to see people. Devika ji, I hope you're well. Vidya ji from Hyderabad, Bangalore, Hyderabad, no? I think, and Jan from Australia. Welcome, Jan. Thank you very much. Do you want to have tea bag with it? And Devika ji, I hope you're well. Yeah. Pradeep bhai, yeah. Aparna, Onkar, thank you. Narendra ji, Raka. I don't know if this is the row that I know from England. If it is, most welcome. Vimla, also will remember Vimla Tomar. Vishad's aunt was very sick, suffering from cancer. Okay, another minute or two, and then we'll start. And then just to let you know, if you have to leave early, the next on the 10th, whatever day that is. Today's on the 10th, on the full moon day, Tibetan 15th, we'll be doing medicine Buddha Puja. Anyway, it will be announced a day before at least. Yeah, medicine Buddha Puja, which also we haven't done for a long time here. Healing Buddha. Sorry, Mataji, 1.5 घंटा हो गया. Strenuous for people. We started at 11. Sorry for people online too. An hour and a half it's been. Sorry about that. But yeah. Anyway, 1 day cricket takes 1 whole day, so this is not even 1 day. possibly is beneficial. Of course, test matches are different. That's another league. Test matches like Vajrayana. Good, we have someone to blame now. Something happens. मास्क नहीं पहने डॉक्टर सोनाली भी मास्क पहन के नहीं आए हाँ जी मास्क का क्या हुआ it acts at a distance. Nobody's wearing their masks here, but don't pass it on. I think it's relatively safe. We're being promised another wave. When is the next wave? October?
Mask is only for Zoom people.
I won't repeat that. Anyway, I think, yeah, we're not over COVID yet, but maybe it will get less powerful and just more like flu, some kind of flu. Just for your information, Sagar is wearing a Levi shirt today. Those who can't see him online, wearing the Levi shirt today. Sagar, say hello to your friends. Good. Okay, we'll start now, folks. That was supposed to be 1 minute. If you give people a minute, they take 10 minutes. They're gorging themselves at the back of the gompa. Anyway. So the main thing is to have faith that Tara is here, nearabouts. And that some benefit is happening from recitation, since it's not only the power of speech, but the power of the intention and the mind. Which is speech is given such importance, vibration, speech, even in the Bible. In the beginning was the word. So it's like the sound, the syllable is incredibly important, especially with the motivation of at least some fabricated kindness, compassion, renunciation of samsaric suffering. Aye, Yogendra ji. Doctor, are you coming? Or are you making a quick getaway?
I'll be doing prostrations.
Oh, great. Great. Thank you. So just to let you know, Dr. Sonali will be doing prostrations on behalf of all of us, please. Those of us who are too lazy to do it, she's prostrating on our behalf. One of the practices is to prostrate, visualizing all sentient beings are prostrating with you. And that gives us some benefit as well. So we can rejoice in that. The lazy person's way to enlightenment, rejoicing in others' prostration, but it's also effective. Okay, so invocation, I think it's there in your in the posting. It'll be there in the those who need it. In the short practice of Green Tara, which was sent to you. If you go to, those of you who are following that, maybe you're there already. If you go to page, sorry. Yeah, in that it's there on page 17. It'll be on another page if you go just straight to the praises document that was sent. There it is. But in the sadhana document, it's on page 17. So we'll do it in English, the invocation and the prostration, and then I will carry on in Tibetan, doing the prostration a few more times, and then the praises. So people, please meditate, study the text, chant along, whatever you find most useful, okay? You do that. From your sublime abode of the Potala, O Tara, born from the green letter Tam, crown adorned with Amitabha, action mother of the Buddhas of the 3 times. Tara, please come with your attendants. The gods and demigods bow to your lotus feet, O Tara, you who rescue all who are destitute. To you, Mother Tara, I pay homage. Om, homage to the Venerable Aryatara. Om Yetsuma Pamadomala Chaselo. Chode Domanyuma Pamo, Chenike Jiladama, Jidenjiki Jaki Jami, Kedaja Waleni Joma, Jode Vakundo, Kawagani Zebejama, Kamazopa Zopa Namki, Rapuche Yaraba. Chase Jene Ki, Bemejani Namrakin. Chimazoga de Ji was a Bazam Benjoyunima. Jose de Jinjebezo, Sayena Braga Wachama, Malaparo Chipato, Peke was a kitchen to time. Jose Tutora Hungi, Dudo Nambagama, didn't do good Jackie Nente, Lupane Pakipanima, Jose Gajemela Sampa, Lona Nozo Wanjima, Chumorola di Zonombo, no Jinjaki Jose Jade Tadam Peki, Paroto Korabdu Joma, Yekin Jaginente, Mebato Brajendo Barama, Jose Turiji Pachembo, Dugeba Unabrajoma, Jiki Dodanji Malizamo, Jose Jage, Sono Dugranam Bagema, Maluchoki Kologembe, Rangi Yoki Zanantuma, Jose Abdu Gawaji, Yogeno Kitan Wapelma, Sheperap Chitutarai, Dudan Chitan Wantutsema, Jose Jave Zona, Danji Bani Manima, Tone Jave Oenki, Pombatam Chinabratoma, Jose Daveti Pikin. Kempatam Chintu Barama, Repekana Pamele, Sabrajendo Arab Seama. Jose Dave Kameneta, Dave Dingana, Yekin Neko, Dai Punin Brajoma, Jose Zaginagi, the Gina Jijaki Doma, Tone Jende Wangi, Ribado Bonanigama. Jose de Magemashima, Nyan de Shichoyonima, Soho Yodo Dembe, the Bajembo Jumbanima, Jose Kunegaragawi, Dailunin Bragama, Yige Jovenanike, Piripahole Domanima, Jose Teresa Nitabe, Tanganabe Zobanima, Rira Mandara Dambeje, Chidenzo Yoanima, Jose Loiso Inombe. Rira Tate Chana Nama, Tarani Jopeki Yige, Dene Malikani Selma, Chosela Isunam Gelpo, Lodo Miyachi Efema, Kuniga Jagawajigi, Zoro Selma. Now, this next one is specific for epidemic diseases, the next Tara. Joseni the 20th Tara. Joseni Madalagia Pecheni Polar Abdelma, Harani Yotutarai, into the Porim Selma, Jose Denisinim Kipi, David the Yandan Dema, Dodorola Zona, Yompature Rabjonema, so in Akita Padina, Jose Wanini Suzoya. Om je tsoma pama domala jazelo. Jose domani ma pamo jeni ke jelo randama jede jege jege jage ke zoje walene no. Jose do kente kama gani zanama kabato bato panam ki rakuche ora parama. Jose jene jene ki peme jeni na bragema. Jimbazo de kadaji wa zopatam pecho yonima. Jose de shinche pezo to taye na bragema chima. Malu paro di pato be gewa se ki cento tema. Chose tuttora hungi gi du kakama. Jeten de kuja kinente. Loba me bagi panima. Chose ke te me la samba. Lona no te want to do. Jomoro di zananda. No jinja ki de ne tema. Chose te de tatam peki. Paro do ke ra do jama. Yekin yeki jakinente. Me pato prajendu marama. Chure. Chose ture di pacimbo, duki paun prajoma, chigi dini dini dente, dao tam jumalizima, chose kene de do dogi, zomu tu krana pagiem, mala jagi galagiem, berangi agi zanandi, mo chose radi gandi, agi agi de ma pelma, jebe rabji tutarai, doda jide wan tutsema, chose jangi jove zona, janji benji mani, Tony Unki Bombodom Jenumra Doma, Jose David Again, Kepatam Chichintu Barama, Repetuna Opamele, Tabrashintu Rabzemo, Jose Kameta Memeta, Baveting Ayonane, Yakin Yaginike, Dai Punin Brajoma, Ridata de Chananama, Tarani Jupeki, Geduna Maripanitama, Chodeloitunum Gelpo, Lodomi Achietem, Kunika Jagawajiki, Sonamilaniam Baselma. Chadeni medawa giepe, cheni poloro selma, harani jo tutarayi, sindu the porimne selma. Ameshutara, whose two eyes, the sun and the moon, radiate an excellent illuminating light, by uttering hara twice, tutare you dispel all violent epidemic disease. Chadeni giepe, zivedo yandandem, dodorolo no jinzono, jombatori rabjonyema. Savena kita patita, chasevani zozoye, om jetsuma, pamadoma la chaselo, chase domanyuma pamo, jenike chelo dandama, chirindiki diki chabi, kesaje waleni choma, chase devida vakintu, kawamyani sepechalma, kamato paso panam ki, raptu chevira parama, Chose dene dene ke peme janina pragyema. Jeva zoto kataji wa zopatam tenche yonima. Chose deshin jebe zoto tayinam pragyewa chima. Malo parati pato pe gewa te kichintu tema. Chose tutara hungi dodo yodo nankakama. Jede duku jaginente luba me pagi panima. Chose gache me la zampa lono no tu wanchu chima. Choborola tisananda, no jito gido netom, chose chade tanam peki, Barato karabijoma, yekin chukinente, me batu prajentu barama, chate turedi pachempo, duki paon prajoma, chuki dune dune dende, do dom jumalizemo, chote kunjunante. Shepherd up to Tarai, do the want to tell Jose Jangi, non jegi pani manima, Tony Yuige, Oengi, Bonder and Din Bradama, Jose David in the again, Gambatam teaching to Barama. Repetona pamele, tabratintu rabdelma, chaldeka meta memeta, barating we unanema, yekin kugi, dai puninam rajoma, chalde jagi, degina jaki dom, tone jende yige hoingi, repadomona nikeama, jalde temake majima, yayende yonyemo, soho yodono dempe, rebajembo jombanima, Chose kore gara gawe no iruni no pragema yige chopena nikepe reba hole do manyema Joseph Nidabe, Hungina Besobanima, Rida Mandara Dambeja, Jidenzo Yoanima, Joseph Isoinambe, Deata Techana Nama, Tara Nijo Peki Yege, Dunamalipani Selma, Josela Isonam Galbo, Ladamia Chietem. Kunega Jagawajiki, Sodomilonium Badelmo, Josenima Dawa Giape, Jenny Polar Selma, Haran Nijo Totarai, Shindo da Purim Selma, Homage to Dare, whose two eyes, the sun and the moon, radiate an excellent illuminating light by uttering Hara twice and Tutare, you dispel all violent epidemic disease. Jose Denis in him kite, Divedo Doyam Dodarola Lodizora, Jamba Torera Joni. So in Akita Padida, Jose one in so ishi. So now let's remember everyone we're praying for strongly. Ritu Bajaj, Padma, Padma Sundari, and Sujit's uncle. Then Saurabh and Yugandra, Sabrina, Root Institute and its activities, and Tushita, Delhi and its activities. And may Rinpoche visit us in late October, which may be possible. Chintu Kumar, Shreya Yadav, Shreya Malik, Sudesh Sarin, Meham Puri, Geeta, Geetaji, Naveen's mother, Rashmi Mathur, Madhu Bhatia, Darshan Bajaj, and for all of us who are here and all the suffering sentient beings. Praises to the 21 Taras. There's an abbreviated version, one verse. You can recite that, remembering all of these people. I think that's there probably online also. But anyway, it's a one verse offering. Om, I prostrate to the goddess, O destroyer, liberating Lady Tara. Homage to Tare, savioress, heroine, with Tutare, dispelling all fears, granting all benefits with Ture, to her with the psalm Swaha, I bow down. Strongly remember the people you are praying, you are dedicating. याद कीजिए जिन लोगों के लिए आप प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं उनको अच्छी तरह से अभी याद कीजिए. And then dedicate that we may all quickly become like Guru Buddha, Arya Tara, and lead each and every being to her enlightened route due to our positive energy. And may we generate the bodhicitta that has not yet been generated, and whatever bodhicitta may have been generated, may that increase. Gangri Rawe Korwe Jingam de Pendam de Wa Malu Jungwen Chenrezig Wan Benzing Yamzo Yu Yope Zite Pardu Thank you. Please pray strongly for the long life, health, all wishes to be fulfilled of His Holiness the Dalai Lama and our most kind Kebje Lama Zopa Rinpoche, Lama Ursul Rinpoche, for all of the great lamas who are and teachers of Buddhism and all traditions who are benefiting others authentically. May they all have long and healthy lives, all their Dharma wishes be fulfilled. May we never be separated from authentic paths and teachers, this life and next lives, all our future lives. And this way may we quickly generate all the stages of the path to accumulations of merit and wisdom and attain the fully enlightened state. And we always develop the patience, the enthusiasm, and the courage of the bodhisattvas, the sons and daughters of the Buddhas. May our very presence in the world be of benefit to others. By any kind of association with us, whether deemed positive or negative, may those beings benefit. In other words, whether people obstruct us, harm us, or praise us, may it be beneficial for them just by having a connection with us. Again, please pray, dedicate for Tushita to be more and more beneficial for others, and for all the centers in the organization to be more and more beneficial, all the sanghas and staff and everybody in all centers to live in harmony, and for all disputes and inauspicious circumstances to immediately be dispelled. May the Buddha Dharma exist for a very, very long time on this planet, inconceivable length of time. And may there always be enlightened masters who are able to transmit it to others. Okay. Sorry. It was only 2 hours. Lama Zopa Rinpoche conducts 3, 4, 5 hour pujas, so we're very fortunate. We have an abbreviated version. We sat here all night with Rinpoche once in a puja. Nothing. Anyway, please now enjoy whatever food and drink. We need some people to help distribute. The young people can distribute. Senior citizens can watch and rejoice. Yeah, you're all young. Come on, Dr. Sanay. Sagar bhai? Naveen ji? Haji?
I'm glad to be called young.
Yeah, you're very young. I'm just lazy. Okay, thank you everyone who's still with us. Sorry you can't partake of the offerings. Virtually you can try. Through the power of concentration, it said that much can be done. So here we have Cadbury's chocolate being opened by Sagar Bhai. And soon, where's the fruit? Oh yeah, there's fruit. You can just start handing out. Oh, we need some plates. Maybe she's on.
Thank you, Kabirji.
Apples, oranges can be handed out. Thanks, Vishad. Yeah, thanks for joining in.
Yeah, pranam Kabirji.
Hope your lunch was not delayed.
Thank you.
No.
और कौन है? Yeah, thank you, Vidya ji. Thank you, iPhone. Anushri, Raka, Ro, Anshu, Aparna, Raka. Thank you. Yeah, please enjoy your lunch. So no point keeping the video on unless it just make you feel hungry. But you can watch, you could watch.
Are there oranges?
Oranges?
Only grapes.
Only grapes.
Only
Sorry, we
grapes.
need to get some oranges for Nandita.
Thank you, Naveen. I'm partaking of it virtually. So.
We'll bring oranges for Medicine Buddha.
Yes, so that's next Saturday. No? That's coming Saturday. Yeah. That's coming Saturday. All right.
We have had.
Thank you again, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. प्रसाद मिलेगा आइए घर ले जाइए जो मर्जी करना है and there are is there, maybe make sure they all get one first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How many more you can do? Yeah. Already?
Slowly people will start. I'm not very but also it. So that's आप वो नहीं यूज करते उबर वगैरह उबर जो ऐप होता है ना उसमें ऑटो भी आ जाता है और संडे को ट्रैफिक भी आता है अच्छा अलीगढ़ है ना
धीरे धीरे खाना mind and mouth freshener after online food garbage stuff. Well, not garbage.